Hello, in this video, I'm going to discuss my Spice page product design layout. So let's begin at the top where we have a left chevron to let users go back to the search page of what spices they were searching, or if they weren't on this page, just to go back to where they were. Then we have the name of our company, or rather the name of the app, Spice Bullock Spice, and then to the right we have a search icon where users can search for new spice or a different spice or anything else in the app that they choose to. And then to the right of it, we have a shopping cart. This lets users know how many items in their cart. And then if they're on a spice page, they can easily click it and go to the cart to make changes, whether it is to delete a spice or update the quantity. Moving down from there, we have our product imagery. I chose this kind of style of a big, bold, very detailed image of spice that kind of replicates when you or I or someone is cooking and they're working on their work top and they're getting like some salt or pepper or any kind of spice, and sometimes it spills off and you have like this kind of center clumping of spice, and then it kind of feathers out on the edges. So I wanted to recreate that. In doing so, I kind of had the spice in the middle and then had little spices on the outsides that kind of mimic what you and I would do in the kitchen cooking. From there, we have our title, and then the title is going to be whatever spice that this page is showing. And then below that is we have a rating of 5 stars and 24 reviews. This lets the user know the overall value and how many people have liked it, and kind of gives the user confidence in purchasing the spice. And kind of to the right of the section is an area where a user can favorite and get back to it easy without having to search or think about if they like that spice or if they have or not. Right now it's in the default setting, and when they choose to favor the spice, the heart that is in the darker gray color will change orange, and then this outer lighter gray circle will become white. This lets the user know that this spice is indeed it is favored, and then they can click it again to unfavorite, and then click it again to favorite, kind of go back and forth until they decide whether or not they want to favor this spice or not. Next, we're going to get into a spice description text area. This is mainly used for describing the spice, what's kind of in it, how it can be used, and just general spice information that the user may want to know if they want to purchase it or use it for their cooking. Then underneath that is we have our like pricing area, and then in here we have in stock in our orange color, indicates that it is in stock, and it's bold and orange to grab the user sections to let them know that it is. And then we have our pricing, and then to the right of it we have our quantity section area where users can choose the quantity of what they want, and then the quantity is dictated on whatever sizing they choose down in this sizing area. Currently we have 6 ounces selected. The default setting is the white with the thin black outline. I chose the orange to let the user know that yes, indeed, that you have selected the 6 ounces. And then if they choose not to, they can just press it or click this area and then choose a different option. Then that would be the one that they are wanting to have. From there, the user will click add to cart. I decided to make this basically the full width of the screen to allow for the best accessibility of using the thumb or finger to add it to cart. If it's just more towards like the left half, it might be too much for the user to get their finger over there due to dexterity issues or problems. And then just having the full width this increases the hit rate of them able to click on it. Next, these 3 little accordions provide additional information for the user about the spice. The more information would be the makeup of the spices, where they came from, any kind of other kind of important product information will live in here. Questions is where users can submit questions to the app and then get answers from it, like how long is the shelf life, how's it best stored, can I use for this type of cooking or this kind of with these other ingredients. The last one is reviews. Currently, it is being shown in the reviews accordion, and it's indicated by our kind of a semi-bold font of custom reviews with a 4-star rating of 11 reviews. From there, you can share your thoughts on it to other social media apps like Facebook, Instagram, X, or anything else like that. And then we have 11 reviews. We're looking at the newest ones. Here is our review person's section where Leslie has a photo of her name, and then a rating that she gives it, and then a text area where she describes what her thoughts and feelings and just general insight of the spice that she has for this. And then the user has an option to like this or reply to it. And then to separate the two reviews, I added a thin little gray line. And then Emily is basically the same thing as Leslie. We have a name, a profile image, and then she gives it a 5 stars, and then her review of the spice and her own wording. Again, you can like and reply to Emily. And after that, I created a view more button. I figured 2 reviews is good enough. We want to have all the reviews shown because the user would be constantly scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, and I don't think users would want to scroll for a lot of time just to get to the bottom of the page. Now, if you look at the bottom of the page, we have our home icon to go back home. We have a search if you want to search for items. We have our cart, and then our profile setting if we need to change anything. Now, if we go back up to the top, a lot of important UI design foundations I applied. The first is some contrast. As you can see here is I have a big, large, detailed photo next to a, a bolded title, and then we got some less bolded, more of a regular font style text. This adds interest to the user where you would see the photo first and then the title, and then your eye will go down towards the text description. For the repetition, I chose to keep like the title the same and the font the same throughout the whole page. Alignment, I chose to do a justified left because typical users will lead left to right, and it's building off of just how normal US users read things left to right. As far as proximity, I use that principle down in the pricing and quantity area where we have in stock and price and quantity amount all kind of together. And then with this section is related to this. And then clearly these are all quantity sizes, so they're all kind of grouped together in the same area. And then as a whole, this whole section is grouped together because they build off of each other. And also design foundation I did was I used a 4-pixel grid layout. So it would be repetitions of 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, and so on and so on. So that helped me lay out this app and keeping it consistent with spacing throughout, where I wouldn't have one where it'd be 4, and then some reason I jump to 13, and then jump to 22, and then back down to 2 or something. 4 feels a very comfortable placement, but if I wanted to or needed more white space, I could use an 8-pixel grid layout. I think overall it's clear for the user working from top to bottom of how this page is laid out. And I'm very satisfied with how I designed this and how it's able to be used from a viewer standpoint.